Right, I believe that I'm live. I'll need somebody to tell me though, and I'm going to watch this because I've got YouTube here, so it's going to start making noise in just a second, and I need to hurriedly mute it. I'll just talk shite for a wee minute until I know that I'm live and everything's going well. Yep, there we go. There we go. We're all muted. We're all good. Can everyone see me? Can everyone hear me? Let's move that out of the way so I can see the chat. Yep, you're live, Chris. Thank you very much. Thanks, guys. Thank you, Simon. Hello to everybody who's here. I'll do a quick run through. I'm really honoured that you're all here for my very first live solo. So let's just scroll to the top. So Nerys, hi there. How are you? Robin, thank you very much for being here. Sarah, hi there. Simon, Blue Crescent Tarot, hiya. Let's see. I saw Dan when I was in the middle of stressing about setting up. There you there, Dan. Hi there. Let's see. I don't want to miss anyone. Zane, hi Zane. Aquarius Owl, hello. Jackie Jacaranda. That's a really fun name to say. If I've missed anyone, Dawn, hi Dawn. It's nice to see you. And Jen's here. Hi Jen. Sophie, did I see Sophie's name somewhere? Oh, Sophie, there you are. Hi. Right. Oh no, we don't want to put Sophie in timeout. I was pressing buttons there. Pressing buttons that I shouldn't. Right. Well, without further ado, I'll just get started, shall I? I'm here today. This is mainly just a test run to see how I got on with going live myself, to see if I can manage to not press any buttons that I shouldn't press and send us all into the phantom zone. I've tried not to aim. You can see I've got two cameras because I'm going to try and kind of show you the cards here. So I'm going to try and not aim the two cameras at each other and just have endless window upon window. So basically I'll try and not break TarotTube. All right, so we're here to talk about this. I thought this would be a nice, easy wee starter for 10 for my first live. It was one of the decks that I talked about on my tarot shelf, hashtag tarot shelf 2020. And Robin had asked me to look at it in a wee bit more detail. So this is one of these decks that it's like one of those kind of value starter kits. I think someone had got it for me when I was young. I came to tarot very, very early on. I was maybe about 10 or something, and someone got me it as a birthday present, I think, a couple of years later. So I'm actually going to move this down because I'm conscious that I'm absorbed on. You can only see my head. There we go. That's maybe a wee bit better. Yeah. I think I gave the one that I originally got away to my uncle, but I repurchased it on eBay a few years ago for like a £5 or something, a wee skydiver. So it's not an expensive deck at all. Cardstock, I think I said this, it's very, very thin cardstock. I'm going to actually get, a regular, oh, it was upside down. I've just tipped a whole deck of tarot cards everywhere. I knew my first live was going to be like this, right? Okay, here's one here. So this is the original Rider-Waite, and although I've trimmed it, it's obviously still the same thickness. So this will kind of give you an idea of how thick this card or how thin this cardstock is. So let's see. So there we point it at the camera, Chris. So you can kind of see there how many cards thicker this is than what this is. Let me just double back on the comments and just make sure that we're still all okay, that nothing's gone wrong. I should probably keep on checking it. I don't see anyone saying there's a problem, so let's keep going. Yeah, so very thin cardstock, very kind of, you know, bendy cardstock. If you're a riffle shuffler, then this will be a good one for you. But I would imagine it would maybe get damaged quite easily. So I guess that's the only thing. The book that it comes with is quite a good hardback book. The meanings in it are sufficient. It's a good wee starter kit, I would say. It doesn't bombard you with information, but it gives you enough to go on. So I'm not going to go a deep dive into the book, but I'll maybe kind of read from it for one of the cards. I quite like what it says about the death card. So yeah, without further ado then, what I'll do, I'll switch over. So let's see if we can do this. So switch over to the table cam, very high tech here. And I'll just kind of do a wee, right, let's get it centered. Oh no, if I center it, then the light hits it funny. Let's see, should have tested this out before. Right, we're going to do a wee bit of last minute adjustment. Sorry about this, guys. It's really weird being on a live and not being able to hear anyone else, because of course I'm just used to being live with other people. Right, that's kind of okay, I guess. So you can see the full there. What I would say about the majors for this deck, I feel as though the majors really kind of takes from the Rider-Waite, kind of. You've got the fool there, and he's dressed up as a jester. So I quite like it. I think it's quite cute. Nice kind of pastel red and yellow colours. Got the magician, high priestess, excuse me, the empress and our field of corn. The emperor, I remember Jonathan Dee in the book, he talks about the emperor and he draws some importance of the emperor looking one way. And I remember looking at the Rider-Waite and thinking, oh, he's looking straight out in that one. We've got the high priest in this one, not a hierophant. Got the lovers, very kind of similar to the Rider-Waite. Chariot. We've got strength. Hermit. You don't really need me to read these out. I'm sure you can read them for yourself. Death is the one that I like what the book says, because it really kind of it goes on about the fact that it's a skeleton, and you know how in the Rider-Waite it's in a suit of armour. So he says here that it's the image here is the common one of the Grim Reaper, riding a white horse. He steps over the bodies of men, commoners, princes, and bishops alike. None are accepted. This is the skull face of fate at its harshest, to which all humanity is subject. In many tarot decks, death is depicted wearing a full suit of armour. The symbol of death as an armed warrior is taken from the Book of Revelation, chapter 5. Behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat upon him was Death, and hell followed after him. The skeleton symbolism shows that the inner self, the skeleton, is the most durable part of the physical self. And then what it does is it goes on to give the kind of meanings, the transformation, the usual kind of meanings for death, judgment, and the world. So I'm conscious that my hand was probably in front of that for a good bit of that, so apologies if it was, and I've blocked off some of the cards. But if anyone particularly wants to see this, then just let me know, and I can obviously send pictures. So there's our majors. What I'm going to do, I'll see if I can speed it up a wee bit for the minors, because what I would quite like to try and do with these is just demonstrate it. The idea is, if anyone particularly wants like a wee reading, so if you want me to pull some cards for you, if you've got a question, then pop it in the comments in all caps, and if someone could just make sure that I know that it's there. If not, then what I can do is I can maybe just do a wee deck interview spread or something just to let you see it in action. So you can see the suits are kind of pippish, but kind of not at the same time. So it's not quite a Marseille deck. I think I'd maybe just do a wee conveyor belt here. How about that? So not quite a Marseille deck, but not quite the full illustration of your traditional Rider-Waite, and that holds more true as we go through the suits. There's some of the suits that are really quite pippish. Oh, I can see. Hi, Jelly. I can see Jelly saying this Kristen your moderator. So, have I got any? Have we got anyone playing bunny buggers in the chat? Let's see. Is there anyone who would particularly like to be made a moderator? Some mods. Let me know if you particularly want to be a moderator or if you wouldn't mind. Whispering now. There we go. Add moderator. That was easy enough. And some in the chat's moving, so it's good. It's okay. Let's try and catch you before the comments move. Sophie had said to me earlier on, she would be one. Thank you so much. If I time anyone out by accident, then do let me know. Well, you won't be able to let me know because you'll be timed out, but if anyone notices that I've hit the wrong button, then I think I've got a couple of moderators, so if I've missed anyone or anything like that, then let me know. Okie dokie. Right, we're at the Eight of Wands, and it's that traditional Eight of Wands image. On to the 9, you don't have the person, but you've still got the idea of the fence, and then the 10, I guess, is kind of quite pippish because it doesn't really depict the usual kind of burden type image. So that would be the pips. Sorry, that would be the wands, and then we've got the page, knight, the queen, and the king. So those are our wands. Dan, I've just seen your comment, these cards have very big borders. They really, really do. I've actually considered whether or not to trim it. My problem is I've got quite big hands and I'm not a massive fan. I'm getting more tolerant of smaller cards, but I'm not really a massive fan of like tiny wee tarot cards. I prefer normal tarot sized. So yeah, the borders are massive and I would quite like to trim it, but I'm just not sure whether I would use it if I did. So you can see the cups are a hell of a lot more Marseille style than what the wands were. Maybe Shirley Barker, was that? Yeah, Shirley Barker's the artist. Maybe she got just a wee bit more fed up with it as time went on. And then we've got the page, the knight, queen, and the king. I always like the Queen of Cups in this deck because I don't know if anyone agrees with me here, but the Queen of Cups in the Rider-Waite Tarot, she's got one hell of a resting bitch face. Does anyone else think that? Because Queen of Cups, you think someone who's bubbly, emotional, you know, like dead, easygoing, approachable, all that kind of thing. The Queen of Cups and the Rider-Waite deck, as much as I love the Rider-Waite deck and I'm not just getting on it for no reason, it just doesn't, the picture doesn't match the meaning for me anyway. Right, okay. So I'm conscious that I'm not really very good at keeping up with the comments here. I'm hoping it's something that I'll get more used to as time goes on. As I get more used to doing these lives. So apologies if I'm ignoring comments. I'm not doing it on purpose. Just a very short attention span. So again, with the swords, you can see they're more Marseille style. You know, you've got the kind of bendy sword style, which is quite nice. I quite like it. And then we've got our 10 of swords at the end there. Yeah, Nerissa, I agree. The purple is really nice. That's one of the things that's nice about this deck is they do colour code the suits. I do quite appreciate it when they do that. I like the everyday enchantment with the borders colour coded. Although I have to say, I'm very tempted to get a second copy of that and trim off the entire borders and just have the images. Has anybody actually done that? If they have, I'd be interested in seeing pictures. So I'll post them in one of the Facebook groups. So again, with the Pentacles, are quite Pippish, quite Marseille style. Being careful not to say non-illustrated. Cardstock question mark. Jackie, the cardstock is very, very thin. Or were you answering somebody that said something there? Cardstock in this deck is really thin. Page, Knight, Queen. Okay. So the camera quality wasn't very good there because it kept shifting focus between my hand and the cards. But like I say, if anyone wants to see any more images of this deck or anything like that, then please do give me a shout. I'd be happy to either send them privately or post them in one of the Facebook groups. Right, let's get me back then, eh? So let me just see if I can catch up with some comments. So Jessie, hi there Jessie. Jilly's popped in, hi Jilly. So Luna, you'd asked, hi by the way, you had asked what the deck is. I'd said at the start, it's one of these kind of starter kits that you get. It's like a value tarot starter kit. I'm calling it the Jonathan Dee Tarot, but I don't really know if it's got a more official name or anything. So Robin, the wands are, I think, kind of orange. So just as a comparison for you, there's a Pentacles card. And have I got swords and the wands? What's that? Yeah, and the ones are more kind of orangey. It's funny because I feel like the wands are quite illustrated in this deck compared to the other suits, which seem a wee bit pippish. Yeah, Jonathan, interesting that the Queen of Swords is not beckoning with her offhand. Yeah, like the court cards are quite interesting in this one, and I think they're all quite they're all a wee bit less harsh looking than what we tend to see in other decks. Yeah, there she's there. Queen of Swords. Simon, what is the card stock? I'm really not 100% sure what the actual card stock is. I just know that it's quite thin and flimsy. If you can tell me how to find out, I'll happily look it up for you, but I'm not sure exactly what the GSM is. Right, okay. What I'll do then, did anyone have a question that they wanted to ask? Did any of my is it from the works? I got this from eBay, Simon, and I got this from eBay, this particular deck, and then the first time that I bought it, it was like, we're going back probably about 20 years, so I'm not sure where it was from that time. Chris, really balanced tarot, can I lay some of the minors outside the side? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a wee kind of spread for you. If no one's got a question they want to ask, then what I'll do is I shall do like a wee deck interview spread, I'm thinking. Maybe do something like that. I'm seeing a sea of orange now that I look over to the YouTube chat, so let me just catch that. Cards look thin. Thank you, Jackie. That was a bit of a moment, yes, we'll go back a bit there. Sorry about this, guys, this is a bit of random space. Cardstock. Big hands means big gloves. It does indeed, Dan. Each suit featuring its own colour scheme, yeah, it does. Concentration face. Is that about the Sarah? You've said I prefer concentration face. Was that when I was slagging off the Queen of Cups and the Rider-Waite deck? Cardstock. I'm so sorry, Simon. I think you've had to ask me several times what the cardstock's like. Sandra, hi Sandra. I've just seen you've popped in. I've made you a mod. I didn't even notice that I was doing that. Oh, dearie me. How did I find it? Yeah, so like I'd said, it was bought for me as a gift. I think you can find it on, see if you just search tarot on eBay, and I'm pretty sure, you can order it from like cheapest to dearest. If you just do that, I'm pretty sure you'll probably find some of these up near the kind of cheap end, Jilly, if you're interested in it. So yeah. So Chris is saying, been falling in love with the artwork in minors lately. This is another one. Those colours are nice together. I'll read that out. That was about the minors side to side. Dan, what can we expect from your channel? So I've done a wee video just kind of explaining some of the slightly more different things that I'm looking to do. So in terms of deck walkthroughs and stuff like that and unboxings, I still plan on doing some of the normal stuff, but if you've seen me on YouTube before, it would have been either with Lucian and Dave from Cross Paths or with Robin from Toadstool Tarot, and usually it's doing readings. Readings is my passion. It's what keeps me going. It's what keeps me interested, and I really love doing readings for people. So I thought I would maybe play to my strengths, and rather than just doing like a kind of card flip through, you know, that there's probably 1,000 people on YouTube that can do it 10 times better than I can. I thought, why not do like kind of tryouts type thing? So you see that I've entitled this video #tarot tryouts. So the idea is to kind of show you the deck by doing readings with it. Now Robin had asked to particularly see the cards in this deck, and it's not one that I've seen lots of times on YouTube before, which is why I kind of went through a wee card flip through. You can see my hand on the other camera. I'm going to get better at this, guys, I promise. But yeah, in general, it will be like a kind of maybe doing a free readings night, or maybe just kind of getting someone on and doing like maybe a bigger reading with them, just to kind of show off the deck. That's the kind of main thing that I had in my head. Sophie, you're going to do a reading with this deck, is that what you said? Yeah, so if no one has a question, what I was going to do was do like a deck interview spread. So yeah, I think I've come to the end of the sea of orange. What I'll do, I'll get a wee, if I was prepared then I would have had this already. I'll get a wee interview spread up in front of me on the other screen, and we can go through that. I think this is one that I've used before. So, I'm typing away. Did everyone see Justin's interview with Rachel Pollack that he did yesterday and posted on YouTube? It was absolutely amazing. For anyone who's not seen it, I would highly recommend checking it out. So it's Justin Michael on YouTube. I think he might be here. And he had the honour of interviewing Rachel Pollack, speaking to Rachel Pollack, and he's posted a video to his channel. I got up out of my bed at 5 o'clock this morning just to watch it. I start work at 6:30, so I'm usually up at 6, but I got up at 5, crack of dawn, made myself a nice wee cuppa, and I just sat in the living room and casted YouTube onto the TV. So that's been my morning. And I loved every single second of it. It was fantastic. But then I am a complete and utter Rachel Pollack fanboy. So she could have been talking about paint drying and I would have been gripped. Okay. Do some shuffling then. I'm going to do some riffle shuffling just to kind of try and mix these up quite quickly for you. If someone has asked a question, then like I say, please capital letters, tag me, you know, send flying monkeys, bring it to my attention. But I don't think I've seen anything, so. This is a 6-card spread that I pulled up. It's one that I used to interview the Oracle, Zane, the Toke Witch, who's, I believe, in the chat. I used this spread to interview his deck, and it worked really, really well. And I think I used it again to interview. I always forget what it is. Oh, speaking of cardstock, I've just bent one of the corners of the card, one of the cards. So there you go, flimsy cardstock for you. Oh, I've got a couple of people asking me. Right, what I'll do then, I'll catch your readings first if that's okay, because I would rather get them done than do just a random, you know, a deck interview spread if someone's actually asking a question. So I can see Sophie's asking for a general, and Dan has said, what can I do to help Witchy Nana at the moment? Right, Sophie, let's get a wee general reading on the go for you. So what I'm going to try and do is I shall make my card cam bigger, and I'll lay the cards out, and that way you can see, for a change you'll be able to see what cards it is that I'm pulling. So a general reading for Sophie. So there we go, that's your situation card. You've got the Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles is a funny chart because the Knights we associate with the element of fire. The Knights are all about movement. You usually expect them to be on the go and never stop. Now, when you compare that to, when you can pair that with the suit of Earth, you know, you find yourself dealing with someone who you're almost like, you know, all your friends are all constantly on the go, and you just seem to kind of come to a standstill. Well, you know, why is that? He's quite an unusual person. This might be representing someone in your life, Sophie, or this might be representing you. But that's the kind of, those are the kind of characteristics of the Knight of Pentacles that we're looking at. And then we're continuing with the theme of stability and the Four of Wands. Okay, so Four of Wands, one suit being that you know, that fire suit. It is, do you know what, this is really off-putting not having my face on. I don't know why, maybe I just like seeing my own face, but we're going to exit the solo layout and do it like this. Sorry guys. There you go, you're going to have to put up with my face for a bit longer. So yeah, the Wands, it's our fire, it's our passions, it's our energetic selves, and it's, you know, it's the quest to find that thing that gives us purpose, that makes us feel excited. And the fours is when you've got to a point where you feel like you've achieved something, you know, you actually feel like, right, okay, this is the path for me, I can actually make something of this. You've managed to plant your roots in the ground, and you've kind of got that feeling of the only way is up. I guess the only kind of problem with the fours is sometimes we can get a wee bit too comfortable, and we can forget that we've still got 6 other cards to go to get to the 10, to get to that kind of full-on journey. So as an advice card, that's kind of, to me, that is advising you to, you know, look at what you've achieved, look at what you've done, but remember to build on that, Sophie. Okay, so with the Knight of Pentacles, it's saying that you might be feeling as though you're not moving anywhere very fast, but the Knight is kind of very attentive to detail, he's very skilled, and you know, he cares about what he does, and everything that he does with purpose. Okay, and the 4 is just kind of telling you to keep going on that track. You're doing the right thing. Keep going with it. Remember that you've still got the rest of the way to go, and the Knight he'll take you there slowly but surely. Okay, and then the third card I like to look at is the kind of outcome. Okay, and it's nice when you go from a 4 to an 8, because the 4 is that kind of initial feeling of stability. The 8 is when you really kind of plant your roots in the ground, you know, you're so stable that actually things are starting to transcend, things are starting to move for themselves. All right, for me, the 8 of Pentacles, it's that work card, but it's like where, you know, it's like the wheels are in motion, things are happening, you don't have to think about them anymore. You've learned pretty much what you need to learn to be able to do your job or what it is that you're wanting to do. And yeah, it's just all about keeping going and keeping those results coming. So I would say that's a really positive reading, definitely a positive outlook. I'm hoping that's going to help, that's going to answer your question, if you had a question. You can let me know in the comments, Sophie, if that makes sense. Dan, what can I do to help Witchy Nana at the moment? So Dan, what I'll do for you, I'm going to do another 3-card spread, but I'm going to do a situation, do this, don't do this, if that's okay. Usually when you're looking for what to do, it also helps to have a wee indication as to what not to do, especially when you're looking to help someone. So let's see what the cards feel like for us. Right, okay. So the Queen of Swords is the situation. Got the World. That's what to do. Oh, and we've got the Knight of Pentacles is showing up again, but this time is the kind of he would advise not to do. Okay. So Queen of Swords, we're looking at someone who, you know, thinks about the purpose behind everything. If the Queen of Swords has got a kind of motto, I guess, then it would be the whole cause and effect thing. Every action or every situation has a choice behind it. You know, everything started with something, and in retrospect, all the choices that you make right now, they're all going to end up in a situation. So she's all about thinking about using your intellect, think about the choices that you're making and think about where that's going to end up. Equally, the situations that we're in right now, that, you know, think about the choices that you've made that have got you there. And the Queen of Swords is all about, you know, learning how you've got there and how to further yourself. If there's one thing about the Queen of Swords, is she can't be bothered with anyone who is a bit of a martyr and feels sorry for themselves and just isn't willing to learn from their own mistakes. In shadow, the Queen of Swords can maybe be a wee bit intolerant of people that she might see as maybe stupid. You know, you ever met someone who's just been like, oh, I just can't bother with stupid people? That's maybe Queen of Swords energy, that. So that is the situation. Now, I don't know if that is your witchy Nana, Dan. I don't know if that is her. What not to do. So I'm going to hit that one first. So we said before the Knight of Pentacles is that kind of, it's not stagnant, but it's almost like now moving so slowly. He's almost like kind of non-committal. He's scared to kind of scared of change, which I'm not going to slag that off because I'm absolutely like that. I'm that's me to a T. I'm not really big on things changing when they don't have to. What is it Dolores Umbridge says in Harry Potter? There's a line, she says, progress for the sake of progress must be discouraged. That is pure Knight of Pentacles. So that is the Knight of Pentacles. He doesn't like to move on just for the sake of it. He's quite happy with things just being secure and safe. Thank you very much. I guess what I would say is don't be too stuck in the way that things are right now. Don't be scared to make decisions that are going to change things. Don't be scared of a bit of upheaval. Sometimes that can be for the better, as much as these things might make us feel uncomfortable. What to do? The world in a what to do position is an interesting one, isn't it? Can't imagine for a second, Dan, that you have to strip off, put a sash around you and start dancing, although I'm sure some people would enjoy that very much so. You know, the world is all, the world is, the Fool has come complete turning, yeah. He's I look at the Fool, I've been reading 78 Degrees and Rachel talks about how the Fool is a hermaphrodite. He splits off into the Magician and the High Priestess, which is the kind of masculine and feminine energies. He works his way all the way through the major arcana, and then he comes back together again as the World, who is, you know, complete with all the kind of spiritual enlightenment, and the World is also a hermaphrodite. So the World is all about kind of So sometimes I forget how to English, so do forgive me. You know, enjoy the fact that you've been on this journey. Don't be scared to, jump off the cliff and be the fool again. It's kind of almost echoing what the Knight was telling you not to do. So the Knight's telling you not to just stay still and don't do anything. The world is telling you, enjoy, the wealth of experience that you've got. Just go for it and jump off that, just need to take a wee second to actually gather my thoughts here because I'm getting all flustered. So, the world. You've completed the journey through the majors, and then it's time to transition back into the Fool again, but this time with all of the experiences that you've learned, everything that you've achieved through your journey. All right. So that is the kind of situation that we're in. That's what the cards are encouraging you to do. Don't be scared to kind of go and jump off that cliff and go on your journey again. Doesn't really feel as though that kind of struggles to answer your question, though, doesn't it? So apologies for that. But let me know if at least bits of that made sense, because although the world was a bit shaky, let me know if at least these two cards, if what I was saying with them made sense to you, Dan. And Opal, I can see that you've asked for a general reading. Oh, good, you've said that it makes sense. Well, thank goodness for that. So I think we've got Opal's asked for a general reading. Lucian, you popped in for a couple of minutes to say hi. Thank you very much for popping in. A wee general reading for Opal. But before I forget, actually, I was reading earlier on, so my work's quite good with for goodness sake. Jen, I'm dropping things. My work, they're like kind of very kind of diverse, forward. They sent an email and notified me that it's coming up for Bisexual Awareness Week. I was Googling to try and find out what the exact dates were, but nothing seemed to have been consistent. But I think that it's basically at the end of September, and you're looking at from the 20th onwards, I think. So that's coming up at the end of the month. So if anybody has any ideas of what we could do as a community, so Bisexuality Awareness Week. So it's basically what it says in the tin. I think it's I wrote it down. So I did. Hashtag BiWeek 2020. I've written here from the 16th of September to the 23rd of September. I'm not sure if that's the exact week, and I think it might be different for you guys in the US than what it is for us, but it's almost the same. It's kind of the same. So if anyone has any ideas of what we could do for as a community to celebrate it, to shine a light on it, then yeah, let me know. If anyone has any kind of good spreads, I guess, that we could explore, that are quite diversity plus, diversity, then I'd be interested to hear about them. Simon said bisexuality still carries so much like it. Yeah, I know, it's ridiculous. It's quite sad actually, the amount of like people from all walks of life, gay people included, who I've heard now. Sometimes it's just wee silly comments and they don't really see much harm in it. But yeah, I know what you mean. So anyway, yeah, I just thought I would mention that. I thought that it might be a nice thing for us to have a think about what we could do. Right, Opal, your general reading, my dear. So, got the King of Cups in the situation. Okay. Negotiation. The King of Cups, I don't know if anybody else did this, right, but when I was first learning tarot, I had in my head that the cups, the cups courts were it's all about emotions, so they're the nice ones, they're the ones who are all lovey-dovey and they're going to be really nice to be around. When you get to know it a bit more, it's not always really the case, Being emotional doesn't necessarily follow that you're all full of lovey-dovey rainbows and unicorns. The cups can be some of the darkest people in the deck sometimes, especially when they're in shadow. The King of Cups has got he's in a bit of a difficult situation. He's the negotiator, yeah. So the Kings are all about the bigger picture. They're the ones that are kind of basically looking out for the stability of the family. Okay, they're the ones who are going to do what's fair regardless. So the King of Cups is the kind of, if you've got two kids and they're fighting with one another, the King of Cups is the one who's always going to be absolutely 100% fair. So basically, there's always going to be at least one of the kids that aren't happy. Yeah. And for that reason, the King of Cups can sometimes come across as being quite harsh, quite heavy-handed. So I've always felt as though he's one of those people I feel a wee bit sorry for. But anyway, yeah, so it's that element of negotiation that I'm pulling on here. So that's what I'm getting for your situation. It might be that there's someone in your life, Opal, that's that takes on these particular traits that's kind of prominent at the moment. It might just be that at the moment, you feel as though there's a bit of a need for that. That need to be a wee bit balanced when it comes to your emotional connections with other people. All right. For the advice, we've got the Three of Wands. So, Wands being the sort of passion, being the sort of purpose. All right, and the Three is all about growth. So, this is where we throw caution to the wind and we just get going with it. Sometimes it can be quite tempting to get stuck in that planning phase, when some people get very, very comfortable. Depending on what it is that you're planning, it might be a journey. You might get so comfortable with your maps and your plans, your bullet point lists and all that kind of thing, that you kind of dread taking that first step on that journey a wee bit. All right, but the advice in this card is to go for it. Okay, you're as planned as you're ever going to be. It's time to start actually making shit real. Okay, it's time to start taking those steps. If we look back a wee bit at the King of Cups, you're talking about emotional connections. So it's maybe time to stop overthinking things and just start talking to people. I was going to say start meeting up and stuff, but obviously I need to be careful when I'm saying that because we're in the middle of a pandemic. Make sure that you're safe, subject to the safety of Corona apocalypse. Start seeing people, start doing things and building on and forming those connections again. All right. Coming in at the end there, we've got the Ace of Pentacles. So we've got some potential in there for that feeling of security and safety that the Pentacles brings us. I know that Pentacles is, you know, the first thing that comes to our minds when we see Pentacles is kind of money and material things. But when I kind of think about, well, what go a bit deeper, what is the purpose of money? What is the purpose of, you know, the material things in our life? These are the things that make us feel safe, feel secure, and happy, and, you know, healthy in our everyday life. So it's things like your health, your money, your house, you know, food and drink, and all these things that we need to keep us balanced and keep us grounded. Okay. The ace is coming in there, so you've got some changes happening. Definitely seeing some changes coming up for you. It might be that you're going to. I'd love to tell you that you're winning the lottery. That would be amazing. Of course, you know what they say. Your tarot reader gets a share of it if you do. So don't forget it. But yeah, there's something coming into your life where you're going to kind of be able to feel a wee bit less up in the air and a wee bit more grounded. All right. So definitely go with that, because the ace is only the potential. Yeah. The ace isn't saying that, you know, somebody's going to come and whisk you away and you're going to live in a big massive house and that's just going to be it. You need to work on the ace to really get there. Okay. It's just a starting point. So when you get that energy coming into your life, Opal, make sure that you grab it and you take advantage of it, and that you nurture it and work on it, and hopefully get it all the way up to the 10. Okay. So that's what I'm seeing. Let me know, Opal, what you think, if that makes sense. Just having a last wee look down the comments, see if there's anything. I probably missed loads, so let's just look for orange again. So that was Dan's comment when he's reading. Thanks for that, Dan. Second L request. So Elwood asks, am I going to be doing regular lives? I hope so. That's kind of the plan. I don't know about having a weekly slot and doing it at the same time every week. One thing that I would want to do is to chat to all you other guys that do lives, and I really want to kind of try and make an effort to not be treading on people's toes and going live when I know that there are other people live. I've kind of tried to do that tonight. I don't think that there's anyone else who's normally live at this time on a Thursday. This was a wee bit of a last minute thing though. But yeah, I would like to do it often, because I love doing this. So I do. I love kind of interacting with you guys. Albeit I know full well that I've not been very good at interacting with you tonight. I've been my head's been all over the place. But yeah, definitely. I'm hoping that as I do more lives, I'll get more used to kind of coming back and forth between the comments and whatnot. Simon makes it look so well. All of you do. You all make it look so easy. But surely not. Maybe that's just me being a pure multitasker. Yeah, I think we're back to the readings. So Dan's going to go live. Right, there we go. So Dan's going to go live after I've finished. I think that's what you just said, isn't it? I was going to go live and then saw you were going live at 9. So I'll go live after you've finished. So everyone pop over to A Kind of Ale's channel after this, and we'll be able to catch his live. Chris is going to run and take a nap before his mum comes to visit. See you later, Chris. You enjoy your nap. Ben, hi Ben. I don't know if I said hi to you before, but that's the first time that I actually noticed your comment in the chat. Jonathan Daly, Jonathan Aloha. I don't think I'd said hello to you either. So anyone who I've not acknowledged and said hello to, any comments that I've glossed over, I'm sorry for ignoring you. It wasn't on purpose. But I'm so thankful to have had you all here. I've loved every second of it. And I think what I'll do, that's just coming up for an hour now. So I think we'll end it there. I've thoroughly enjoyed my first live. Thank you so much. It's just popped into my head there. I wanted to say a special thank you to everyone who shouted out my channel, in particular Simon. I noticed that you did it on your Animal Decks live that you did through the week, so I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. and to everyone else who's been kind of shouting me out and posting about my channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So yeah, I will leave it there, guys. Thank you again so much for being here. I've loved having you, and I'll hopefully see you all very, very soon. Bye.